All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Seti. Kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be happy. That the light. Damn, the light shining on my goddamn lip. All right. That's the damn light. Okay, it's gone. I was say it's the light, but then I did that and the shit went away. Ain't that a bitch? All right. Become a member. All right, family. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sabra Soon Seti YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is. Black power, black frequency. You feeling that frequency and energy. You should become a member. The link right there in the video chat, right there in the video description. Click that link. You get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join, even if you don't. I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Soon Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Soon Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house, kingseti.com. 25% off selected items at this time. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University, over 1,200 videos of pure heat fire presented by General SETI. Plus, we got the supplemental, also monumental and instrumental research material of the Grand Masters. And with the general giving an overview on that material, providing you with 360 degrees of supreme African academic wisdom and knowledge that cannot be compared to any other website on the planet. That's right. I want you to get over there and check it out and thank me later. Everybody knows SETI popping on Patreon, dropping nuclear bombs on Patreon. Y'all already know. And we just dropped two fire presentations. Matter of fact, I'll drop it as we move along so y'all can see, we got that fire. We did one on the occult breakdown of COVID. You understand? And we touched on this graphene oxide shit, man. Y'all got to check that shit out. We just getting started on that information, and we most definitely we trailblazing. You see what I'm saying? So make sure you get on over there and check it out, family. Patreon ain't nothing but fire. To all the family out there, support the general, donate to the general. I want to thank you. I appreciate you for appreciating me. Any of the family out there would like to donate to the general, the link is right there in the video description. It's in the chat. You can click that link, donate, and I thank you ahead of time. To all my family out there, make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Soon Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. You be done for. You be done for. And so we don't want to do nothing like that to you. So act like you got some sense. Act like you got some sense, nigga. All right. Okay, family. So now we're gonna step into it. We're gonna step right on into it. Was the Trojans an Ethiopian colony? We got to ask now. And based on and what it boiled down to this. See, this is what it boiled down to, and we got to look at it for what it's worth. We got to look at it for what it's worth. Now, even when you look at let's deal with. Let's get this map up. Okay, here we go. Okay, I didn't share it. Let me share it. Now, we looking at Turkey. You see, we looking at Turkey. This is the nation of Turkey that we know of today. It wasn't no Turkey at this time. Okay. Now, even when you talk about this land today that we know of as Turkey, even in the Bible, it was said that this was the land of the Hittites. Okay, let me go and put that in there so you can see this. Who was the son of Canaan, who was the son of Ham. I'm going to just put Heth. Okay, Heth, the land of Heth, who was the son of Canaan, who was the nephew of Egypt, who was the nephew of the Ethiopian. See, that's what we got to understand this. You see, so when you talk about Troy, and even when you talk about when Walter Williams touch on the ecumenical councils and conferences, Chalcedon, Ephesus, Nicaea. You see all these these councils, these 7, I believe it was more than 7, but I don't think it was more than 7 cities. I think it was Constantinople, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Constantinople. But you have to understand that this land was originally the Cushite. See, and a lot of people it blows their mind because they don't have sequence. They don't have sequence and chronology of how African people came out of Africa. You see what I'm saying? And there was nothing on the outside. You see, there was nothing on the outside. They say it might have been the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, but they died out. You see, but that's what they say. But then when we look at these, when we look at the European of today, that might not be true. We're just gonna say because I hurt feelings, and I don't, if I had to go I had to go over to Patreon, or I had to go on General SETI to do what I need to do because I hurt motherfucking feelings. You see, so when you understand the chronology, matter of fact, let me throw something in here so y'all can see. Because see, y'all got to understand order and sequence. Wait a minute. I'm gonna throw this one in here. This gonna work. This gonna work right here. See? And so we looking at Africa top side up. You see what I'm saying? It's so you can see that what we talk about when you talk about Saudi Arabia and you talk about Europe is on the dead bottom. You see what I'm saying? They know when you talk about the top, see, this is not Africa upside down. This is Africa top side up because we started at the beginnings of the Nile. We started at the beginnings of the Nile. That's the beginning. And we came down the river. You see, we sailed down. The river is flowing from the south to the north. That's important. You see, that's very important. So we sailed down to Egypt. You see, and so everything that's in that direction is north is down to our people. Okay. And so when you're thinking of what they call this monogenetic origin, where everybody's supposed, that's not my belief at all. But since they, every time they open up their mouth and say something, it still leaves them in an awkward position because it still reveals what the truth is. Okay. And so the thing is this. Until we get down the river, there is nobody down the river. You see, we're gonna do little songs together and we're gonna sing that. Until we get down the river, there is nobody down the river. So when I show you the map and I say, well, this is Heth, this is Africa. Okay, there was nobody in that land until Africa got in that land. See, this is sequence. What is sequence? In a chronological order as things happen. You see, it's in the order as things happen. Not, you don't move them out of order. You don't move them out of chronology. The sequence is as the events happen. They are in chronological order in that number. You see what I'm saying? So the first people to populate that land that we know of today as Turkey was African people. That's by default. And so you will see that what we call the cities of Troy, the nation of Colchis and all this, which most people said, Herodotus said the Colossians were Egyptians. He said they were black with woolly hair. And because the Greeks got so many vases and statues of Ethiopians black with woolly hair, we know exactly what Herodotus meant. We don't have to think he meant a goddamn Cro-Magnon Neanderthal with a tan or none of that. Okay, we don't have to fantasize and we know exactly what he meant because they provided all the proof of what it was. And so, that's very central that we understand even what Walter Williams, because a lot of people didn't understand. They say, well, Walter Williams said that the Africans built the Hagia Sophia. And that the Africans did. Yeah, they were already in the goddamn land. You got to understand that a lot of them islands in what they call Ionia, and right off the coastline of Turkey, what today is known as Turkey. Now they got all kind of Asia Minor, and they call it the land of the Hittites, Asia Minor, Anatolia, and they got a lot of names for that area. But right off the coastline is where a lot of the so-called philosophers, the Greek philosophers, they wasn't actually Greeks. Shit, they was actually in the islands over there near Troy, Pythagoras, and all of them. I believe they went into what they call Ionia, and that's that I don't know if that's the whole land mass or what they call Turkey today, or if it was just the islands off the coast. But that's where a lot of those philosophers, when they fled, that's where they went, and that's where they started. As a matter of fact, that's where they were teaching from the beginning of their from the beginning of their ministry. And that's what George G.M. James was saying. Like, he was saying that those areas in even Italy, you see what I'm saying, in areas up in where the philosophers were, they was teaching that long before the Greeks. You see what I'm saying? They were teaching it. So there was Egyptian mystery system, subordinate lodges up in those islands. You see what I'm saying? There was a mystery system, subordinate lodges up, and that don't mean they taught the deepest mysteries. You see what I'm saying? But, they had African population up there who had, family in the Nile, had just like you got family all over. They had access to certain information. This wasn't like they was teaching European. They had that information there for African people. You see what I'm saying? And so, yes, Heth, a Hittite, the brother of Jebus, which was Jerusalem, and all of that shows that all that landmass up through there was African. Okay, based on the Bible, and and if you dig deep enough in Greek history, they'll let you know too. Okay, and let me get back over here to this one. And so this is very significant that people see, because even when you're talking about the Indian Ocean, see, this is the second world. Africa is the first world, and the nations on the Indian Ocean is the second world. There is no Greece. There is no Europe. You see, when you look at the map from this perspective, what you get a chance to see is that all the civilizations of every nation is in the South. Why is that? Because the Africans are settling down into these areas. When you look at Iran, Iraq, right there, you know what I'm saying? What they call the Persian Gulf is right there. The earliest aspects of the Mesopotamian civilization is right there off the Persian Gulf. It's in the south, right there off the water. That's where the heart of the earliest part of that civilization started, right there off of the Persian Gulf. Right. What about India? Right over here, right in what they call the Arabian Sea, right there, you see the Indus Kush Valley. Okay, starting right there, and it started in the south. Now, why is it that both of these civilizations our closest, these to Africa. You see what I'm saying? The close you, and then I skipped over and went, and I believe that the Indian civilization is older than Mesopotamia. You see, because the monsoons would have naturally brought them to India, naturally, but they would have had to turn that corner and navigate and come up into the Persian Gulf. Ultimately, they did that, but they first colonized India and setting up and having support here. They were able to sell up into the Persian Gulf. So India is actually older than Mesopotamia. You see what I'm saying? And it's more advanced. It was more advanced than Mesopotamia, but both of those civilizations was in the south. And then you come over here to Angkor Wat. You see Angkor Wat, Cham, the Cham civilization that was next to the Mon Khmers. And then eventually they would come around, and then you talking southern China, Japan, Philippines, all those areas. And so this was the second world, wasn't them northern nations. Them motherfuckers just came down in the last 2,000 years. This, you talking about the Australians, and they get the Australians about 50,000 years, 60,000 years. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people see what they try to make it look like that the Africans just skirted, the land masses. They did not do that, because if you get the right kind of maps, you will see that there's actually islands in the Indian Ocean. So they went straight across. And matter of fact, they got oceans, and they got currents in the ocean. One of them that all you have to do is get it. It'll shoot your ass right across. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got to do, just keep you some food and shit, and they gonna fish any goddamn way. They can fish all the way across that motherfucker. Nah, they're gonna have to have some water though. They're gonna have to have some fresh water. I don't know what they're gonna do about that water, but they're gonna have to have enough water. But it's enough islands in that ocean. You understand what I'm saying? So you can have pit stops. And they don't even show you the islands, because they don't want you to know that they there, because they done took them from the original people, and they done turned them into military bases and all that kind of shit. And so here again, we looking at Africa top side up, and so you see again that this is our people coming down into these areas. And yeah, I skipped over another area, Southern Arabia. Our people hit them, all the coastliners, and that's where you get what they call the nation of Yam. You talking about the Himyarites, the Adites. We talking about the city of Irene, which is called the Atlantis of the sands. You talking about and so from they hit the Southern Arabia, went to India. You see, all in the south. And ask yourself, they say that in Yemen is where you find the true Arab. You see, the true Arab. So the Yemenites take precedence over any other Arab. They say they the true Arab. Well, we know that they didn't no human originated in Yemen. So what are they saying? See, they stealing the birthright of the Sudanese, and I have to say Sudanese, so you won't get the Habit shosh. You see, I don't want y'all to concede. I'm gonna stay on their ass, because I see what they doing, and what they doing, I've been peeped their ass. You see what I'm saying? So we talking about the Sudanese, we talking about the Nubians. You see you see this right here when they do you see right there, you see Cersei. Yeah, that ain't no hobby shots. That's a purebred. You see what I'm saying? So, let's make that clear. So, yeah, so when you start talking about, what today we know of is Turkey. You understand what I'm saying? And this is another powerful map. I love this. You see where you see here, Africa. And you see, and I love this map because it shows West Africa in light of everywhere else. It shows you that our people went into West Africa over 70,000 years ago, and which is more ancient than anything in Arabia or any of that. You see what I'm saying? West Africa, we always tend to look at East Africa and we say, oh, the Nile Valley, but goddamn, West Africa is ancient. Man, it's ancient, man. 70,000 years ago, that's ancient. And it's more ancient than any other place on the planet. So Africa, the whole of Africa, is more ancient than any other part of the planet by far. And then that 200,000 years, that ain't no goddamn 200,000. Then we talking about our people been on the planet a million fucking years. You can't let the man that been on, and you look up there and you'll look up here. Matter of fact, and this is what I got to tell people. You see what I'm saying? Just so you don't get caught up in the madness. Let me see if I can get some of that. Yeah. What they got over here? What dates? Okay, they got. Now they know they wrong for that. They know that wrong. They lying like a motherfucker. They lying like a motherfucker. Let me copy this. They lying like a motherfucker. I'm gonna show you. Let me show you how you know when a motherfucker lying. They lying out the side of their motherfucking neck. I don't even know why they think people that damn dumb. You know what I'm saying? They think everybody dumb. Let me work this shit out for y'all, family. Okay, let me see. See how we looking. Okay. Now you see 200,000 in the east, south, and north, east, north, east, southeast, middle east. And then you see West Africa, 70,000. Now you look here and you see 50,000 years ago in Arabia. And then you see 50,000 way over here too. You see southeast, see how they try to make it one. Everything is in how they want it to go. You see, then so you got not the only way that a motherfucker gonna be here at 50,000 and be way over there at 50,000. That motherfucker better be on a F-16. You see what I'm saying? That motherfucker, he ain't walk. That's for damn sure. What is a motherfucker doing? Is he just wandering? Do the motherfucker got a place to be or what? We talking about people, they gonna move, but if they find somewhere where they can eat and they find a nice little, they gonna settle down. They ain't gonna be just wandering. See, the thing is, what they not trying to tell our people is that these are explorers. These ain't no motherfucking people's just up and moving. The original homeland is where they live, you see, and they're reaching out over the planet, and yeah, they're selling to other landmass, but these are explorers. It ain't like everybody packed up and left. What the fuck? Why would they leave Africa, a damn a paradise? All the food, all the meat, all the fish, all the water, freshwater lakes. Who the fuck gonna leave? And you know what Asia is? Asia is a fucking mountain range. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna really get no decent land until you get into the southeast. Even India, northern India is a bunch of goddamn mountains. It's in the south. It's in Burma. It's in Cambodia. It's in Malaysia. It's in those areas like that. You see where you got the tropical land mass, but if you go any further north than that, you in the mountains. You see, so ain't nobody just gonna take off and leave Africa, a land of plenty food, and be roaming through the goddamn mountains. That's some bullshit. Those were explorers that sailed out, and yes, they did. And you see where they settled. They settled in the South. That's why you see most of the great civilizations in the South, even on the continent. And India broke away from Africa. That's why they call India the subcontinent. it broke away from Africa and crashed into Asia. You see, that's why the Himalayan mountains are the tallest mountains in the world, because it crashed. You see, and that land just squall and just, rolls up like that. You see what I'm saying? And so, you got southern India, and they jealous because even in southern, that's where most of the temples were, even to this day. That's where most of the temples are, and a lot of people say, well, that's where, no, that's where the most ancient, especially them stone temples. I love them, the ones I love, the stone temples is in the south, which is showing you the connection to Africa. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, we have to understand. Now, what happens is, and I'm going to show you what happens, and I see a lot of these puny niggas out here. They minds is puny because they so quick to document a Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, in doing any goddamn thing. And so you see up there in Europe, you see what the number is 20,000 years ago. Now, people got to understand that's not even them. That's not them. How that's going to be them? I mean, that's when we showed up. And I believe we went over there much earlier than that. You see what I'm saying? We went over there much earlier than that, but we'll let them have that 20,000. And that's the man that's really giving all the dates. Just say that's the European. Okay, that's the European. 20,000. We'll give him 20,000, even though, that he most definitely wasn't showing no life into the last 2,000 years. Nobody even known a European was in the world into the last 2,000 years. Here it is, the man that only been on the planet 20,000 years is the one that giving the dates, the chronologies, telling all the history, this, that, and the third. Got the least time on it. Ain't that much different than North America at 15,000 years. So they really saying, but then I see what they got. I get they showing parts. I don't know what the fuck is that a part of the they saying 20,000. So I don't know what they got up there for Northern Europe. They got Siberia, they talking about 30,000. So what they do? They went straight to Siberia. You see 30,000 East Asia, 50,000 Southeast Asia. Okay, so I mean they were selling. You see, but that shit up there, them numbers up there, man, those are fake numbers. They don't even exist because there ain't nothing moving up there. Nobody moving up there no 30,000 motherfucking years. Them people was in them caves and there's no documentation of what they did or because, people didn't see them until they came out the goddamn cave. And so that wasn't, their impact on the world came with Alexander the Great. That's it. And you talking about 332 BC. Before then, the European had no impact on the world. The Caucasoid had no impact on the world. You see, most of that shit that we talking about, Troy, that's before them. Let me talk to y'all, man. Let me talk to y'all now. Let me talk to y'all. Let me talk to y'all. Let me talk to y'all. Now, based on the history, so that y'all know. Matter of fact, let me get a map up there. What one I need? I need one showing the Mediterranean. I'm gonna have to up my map game. I got some cold-blooded maps now, but I need to up. Let me see. Man. I'm gonna have to get that Mediterranean map game up. I'm gonna have to get that Mediterranean map game up. Let me snatch something right quick. Let me snatch something real quick. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me snatch a map so we can Let me see what this look like. Okay. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. Let me see what this one look like. I had to have that right map. You know what I'm saying? That's why I searched so long. That motherfucker got to speak to me. They got to say exactly what I wanted to say. And they tripping, man. I mean, goddamn, y'all ain't got no better maps than this shit. It's fucking garbage, man. God damn. That's why a motherfucker had to look so goddamn long. Okay, let me see what this one look like. See, they ain't got Crete. This ain't even, what the fuck is this? I mean, goddamn, y'all got half the goddamn sea missing. Let me do something. Hold on, family. Boy, I tell you. They be tripping. Okay, here you go. Let me see if I can get a nice size one. Cause that means that shit means something, man. People gotta see that shit like it's supposed to be seen. Okay, I'm about to grab something. What is this? Stay with me, fam. Let me put a map in here, man, cause this shit right here is garbage. I'm gonna definitely when I get off of here, let me see if this map. Okay, I can deal with this. Just so I can get moving. I know I gotta get my Mediterranean map game up. Okay, here we go. Well, I ain't even put it on the right one. Okay, let me put it over here. Okay, boom. Okay, let me throw it on. Okay, where's that at? Okay, bingo. All right. Now we looking at the Mediterranean. Now, what's clear, and if nobody ever told you this, let me teach you, so you can have proper understanding. Let me make two of these so I can blow one arm up. Let me blow one arm up. Okay, I done reached into the my time, so I'm gonna make sure I do this quickly. Nah, oh yeah, that's good. Now let me show y'all something so I can make clear to you which way civilization is coming. Now you see this island right here, Crete. Crete. Do you know that Crete is the oldest civilization? The oldest civilization of Europe. Okay, now let me bring that down. Just so you can understand. You can look it up and please do. I want you to verify that. The oldest civilization in all of Europe is on the island of Crete. Okay? And it's called the Minoan civilization. Okay? It's called the Minoan civilization. Let me change the colors on that. Okay? Right there, the island of Crete. And so what it's showing you, let me put a let me see, what can I put there? Let me see a shape. I need a okay. And what I'm gonna do is matter of fact, get rid of what happened to that? Undo. I don't know why I did that. And took. Okay, there it is. Okay, I was wondering where it went. Okay, there it is. And so let me come over here. And let me add my shape. Well, it just adds anyway. So I'll just let me show you what's happening here. Let me show you what's happening here. Because you see, our people have come all the way down the river. You see here, they've come all the way down the river. And they've gotten to the Mediterranean. You see that? They've come all the way down the river and they have nowhere else left to go. Some go over into what today is called Israel. Some sail right on, and as they begin to sail, the first things that they come into contact with is the islands. You see, they come into contact with the islands. And so the oldest civilization is in Crete because the Africans are now taken to the seas and they touch the islands before they touch the land mass. You see, they touch the island. And do you know that the Mycenaeans who conquered and pillaged the Africans here, because Crete was the dominant civilization. And the Minoans went to the landmass, which are Africans. They don't tell you that, on the island of Crete, that they found statues of Egyptian diplomats and all that. Yeah, they found them. They even had they had that brother on there running, and he was an Ethiopian right there on the wall, right there in Crete. Matter of fact, I got it. Not a lot of people got that, but I got it, and I most definitely show it, family. I had to look for it. Yeah, but all of this, what we called the Africans, was the first people in this area. And so what you call Troy, cultures, all that, everything on the Mediterranean at one time was of African descent. It's going to be hard for you because you've been taught wrong. And it's going to take a while to get in, but with the proper teachings and giving you the research material so you can go and look it up for yourself, I don't have no doubt that you'll fall in line with the truth, because it's a beautiful thing, family. I want to thank you. We ain't done. I want you to wake up, nigga. Wake up. You stay up. You watching all these goddamn crazy ass pictures and shit. I got some more fire for you. Don't go nowhere. This is General Sarasu and said, he's saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power. That's right. Turkey is Northeast